All right. Ozark sunrise. 6:58. Good morning, Boston Mountains. I think this is the Boston Mountains. It's the southern part of the Ozarks, Arkansas. So I'm in a small one bedroom that's kind of cold right now because it's 0 degrees, which is why I'm doing this video, and I'll probably do about 10. I don't know. It's supposed to be 0 today. No, 7. It's 0. It'll be 7. It'll be 2 tonight. It'll be 12 tomorrow. And then another 4 degrees. Anyway, I'm trapped for 3 days. I have enough food, and you know, in Morocco they say Inshallah, God willing. The pipes don't freeze, and the heat works. I can stay in here 2 days, 3 days if I have to. But I have to do a video so I don't go cuckoo. Because this is my release. Whatever you need to do to release, do it. I mean, don't take hard drugs and shit like that, but have some good habits. All right. I'll try not to be too shaky on all this stuff. Yeah. Life is hard. And it's beautiful too. So just deal with creating a life that you can enjoy and become your better self. I don't have all the answers. I don't even have all the answers for me. But we got to keep trying. And I want to be positive in these videos. I think that's appropriate. Remove the plastic bottle. It's actually water for doing watercolors. I'll show you watercolor. That's what this glue is for. So I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm not really an artist, a painting artist. But I have enjoyed it basically since my kid was like 5, and we did it because if you have a small child, watercolors are fairly inexpensive and easy cleanup, and fun and creative. What's better? So, this is actually, it was like this. And it was this thing on the side said, Rapture is rising. I think it said, Rapture is rising. But I look at it like this, and I like this better, especially kind of the hat. Just kind of a cute little hat. I may put a little more underneath it. I don't know. But it's just fun. And this one says, before the beginning. So things that I put on my art are positive. I've thrown away so many negative. I taught I taught government. My degree's in political science, so I know how corrupt our system is, from concentrated wealth and greedy people and lobbyists and lawyers and traders, all that stuff. But I don't want that in my paintings. I could have some of it in my songs. That's fine. But what's another one? Here's one. What does it say at the bottom? Beyond religion, humble presence, no division, luminescence, sacred essence. Sacred essence, that we are. And basically, those are from my songs, or maybe some poetry. But I try to, if there's one thing that'll set me apart, it'll be, okay, this guy is a poet, or a lyricist. And you don't have to be proud of yourself, but you can be honest and open. Yeah, I'm a lyricist. I've written lots of lyrics. And if I've played, and I've played in a lot of places, including New York and Nashville, and open mics mainly, but had good response. Dublin, Seattle, and they don't say, "Man, you're a great guitarist." They don't say, "Man, you have a great voice." They don't say, "Man, you're a stage presence and good looking." They don't say any of that. They don't say you have the greatest arrangements and melodies. They don't say that. But they do say, "I like your words." That's what they say. So you do something well, and you probably enjoy it. I enjoy writing songs. I enjoy spending time and time. Here's some lyrics, some ideas that may come about, that may not. Here's some more lyrics that may or may not come about. I love thesaurus, and I love Rhyme Zone, and I love creating, I guess. Joseph Campbell said, "Follow your bliss." Your bliss, what makes you happy? It's probably more than one thing. Maybe the love of your life, maybe your family, maybe your friends, walking in the woods, serving as a volunteer, your job, painting, singing, dancing. I think it was a French dance instructor, pretty famous, that said, dance every day. People that dance every day are happy, or something like that, which made sense to me. Doing something fun. A friend of mine did this one. He's a scientific guy. And he came over and he saw me and my son painting about 25 years ago. I said, "Oh man, I've got some watercolors. I need to, So he called me up later, about a week later, and said, "Hey, I've been doing some painting and some of it's pretty good." I said, yeah. Okay. I'll see him. And yeah, this is what he did right at the beginning. Very intricate. I couldn't do that. I was just like, wow, man, this is... So he's very scientifically minded and educated, but it's like, okay. And he's like photography. But what I'm saying is, enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. I'm going to do a number of these because I'll be trapped here for 2 days, as I've said. And the main message I want is positive. We're all temporary. I'm temporary. But look how beautiful that is. Look where we are. Some people like to say, "Oh, it couldn't be that beautiful without a God." And I'm like, now you're getting into an area kind of beyond our scope. Yeah, this beautiful place was created, that's no doubt. And it's beyond my comprehension how it was created. And there may or may not be a why. I don't know. But I don't think that's the point. The point is to be here now and love here now. Enjoy here now. Help each other now. Yeah. Angel, you've been created, activated, illuminated. Now go, love, have fun. Angel, you're appreciated, cultivated, embraced. Wonderful you. Wonderful you. That's my little poem for today. Hopefully a little positive energy. Let's be positive energy. I'm going to quote a lot of different things. I'm not just a stone on a mountain by myself. None of us are. These are the Vedas, the Hindu religion, which may be the oldest, but I mean, of course, there was beliefs beyond that, 4,000 years ago. But the Vedas, well, they have the Bhagavad Gita, which people know about. Well, I think that was written third. The Upanishads was written before that, and before the Upanishads, which I love, the Vedas, which I love. And it's just because it's beautiful spiritual poetry. Isn't that what that sunset is? Or sunrise? That is spiritual poetry, man. Wow. By the greatest poet. By the greatest poet. But this is 4,000 years old. Blessed that the sun, with extensive radiance, rises for peace. May the four quarters of the horizon be auspicious for peace and harmony. Awesome. Unbelievable. It's so awesome and beautiful. Number one. And number two, it's 4,000 years old. And I don't know why that surprises me. Maybe it shouldn't. We've been human beings for hundreds of thousands of years. I forget. But I love these things. And this quotation book that I've looked at a lot. There's a quote in there I like. I quote others only to better express myself. That's funny. I said, man, you quote other people too much. Why? I like this one. Good government is no substitute for self-government. That's Gandhi, I guess. Yeah, Goethe. I have a friend that loves Goethe, a philosopher from Germany. The best of all governments is that which teaches us to govern ourselves. Well, and both those quotes are nice. But after I got my degree in political science, I studied public administration in graduate school for a year or two, I guess. So the idea of where do we get our clean water? How do we get our clean water without pillaging and corrupting the earth's balance? And how do we create a city that's not so big in a place without much water, without calamity and catastrophe? What do we do with our solid waste? You go to the bathroom, where does that go? How do you pay for the pipes and the people that put it in, and the problems inherent in that, and getting it clean before you put it back into the water that you're going to drink from, and it goes around the globe? How do we build our houses without overusing resources? How do we create a life where everybody has a decent, actually I'd say a good life, where they can have the basics, food, water, shelter, safety, not a ghetto. We've got to destroy all the ghettos and create good neighborhoods. These people don't create the ghettos. It's the people that aren't in the ghettos that have created them over time. The kings, the pharaohs, the plantation owners, the robber barons, the billionaires, this concentration of wealth. If you think wealth can concentrate, who was it? Brandeis, the Supreme Court Justice about 100 years ago. You can have democracy or you can have concentrated wealth, but you can't have both. And I think democracy really means equality, where we're on equal footing to vote and to have protections of the law. So if something happens and you need a lawyer, if you're a very rich person, you can get 3 or 4 great lawyers. But if you're a poor person, it's like, well, I'll take the public defender who's not very good and not very old and not very wise, doesn't know the ins and outs, and I'm going to have a problem, and the rich person will not. For the same issue. As well as we seem to love the children. We love the children. What is this QAnon bullshit? Republican produced QAnon bullshit. It says Democrats are pedophiles and maybe even worse. And somehow Trump is the savior, which is just the craziest idea ever. But this idea, what was I talking about? Democracy and equality. Why are we talking about that? Why are we talking about housing? People can't afford housing. And it's not just the lower middle class. It's half of America struggling to pay for their housing. Housing owned by hedge funds, probably multinational corporations from other countries, billionaires around the United States, privatization of, where you get your housing and how much you have to pay, which may be going up higher than your wages. Just like the privatization of some hospitals into the hands of the private equity firms. So you got concentrated wealth. You're going to live in a company town where you're going to work for these people, buy the groceries at their places, pay them rent. It's almost like a plantation. It's the new plantation. That's what I call it. The new plantation, which we have to fight against. But to sow seeds of chaos on the side, so you don't talk about that. Shit like QAnon happens. All Democrats are pedophiles and Trump is the savior. It's total madness that just gets actually good-hearted people focused in on the wrong thing instead of trying to help each other and help their brothers and sisters and neighbors and strangers and planet Earth here in this chaotic. I'm still not sure how so many people follow Trump and Christians. This guy that has been all about money his whole life. And many contractors will tell you, hey, I signed a contract for $100,000, and at the end he said, hey, I'll pay you $50 because it wasn't done right. And you're like, what? And you might say, well, I've got great lawyers. We'll just take it through the courts for years if that's what you want, or I'll just pay you $50. Working people. He calls the generals dopes and babies and losers, soldiers. What did he say? I like soldiers that weren't captured. I guess he doesn't like POWs. How can Vietnam vets who seem to support the POWs so much support this guy? He doesn't like McCain. Makes fun of McCain's shoulder injury. McCain had some pull, and his father was famous and maybe a general or something. But McCain could have come back from the POW camp, I believe, and said, no, you're not going to release me as some kind of a PR stunt. Release me with my comrades, with my buddies. I don't agree with a lot of McCain's politics, but he was heroic. I don't know how you could not say he was not heroic. And I don't know how you could say Trump was ever heroic. When he says, my feet, they said he's already had 4 deferments. And he was at college dancing away the nights with pretty girls, which he reveled in. That's what he liked. And when it was his turn, he said, my feet hurt. But the doctor, who I believe rented from Trump's father, said, yeah, his feet hurt. He can't go. Okay. All right. The rich kid, what's it called? Rich man's war, poor man's fight. Once again, some of the things that he's said over the years on Howard Stern show or the Access Hollywood tape about misogyny and just women are kind of pieces of meat and use and abuse, and I guess the best age to marry is 35. He would go backstage at the Miss Universe pageant while they were getting dressed, and they'd be upset, but he's like, I'm the owner. I do what I want. I can see him undress, and that's cool. And they're so beautiful. Married 3 times, adultery 3 times. And, there's a picture of evangelicals with him in the White House, and they have their hands on him praying. It's just, it seems absurd. We wear those in the long robes and the fine seats, the best seats. We wear those in the long robes and the best seats. Jesus was saying, hey, be careful these guys that are really, into being seen, and how important they are, and how, holy they are. And also, this idea that, his statements, they're 2,000 years old, so who knows exactly what was said or by who, but I like a lot of the quotes from Jesus. You don't need to go to church. Pray in your closet. You don't need these giant churches with fantastic light shows and live music, and it's just like a theater. It's almost like going to Broadway. So, man, you don't need that. You can go to your closet and pray. You don't need the gigantic churches and the cost of all that. And you could sell that church, you could sell your things, and give the money to the poor. There's a lot of his quotes that are fantastic that we certainly don't follow. Sell all your things, give the money to the poor. Oh. So many Americans love money and love the big house and love the big car and love materialism. So I don't mind talking about Jesus because I think he's fantastic. He's got some great quotes, just like the Vedas. It can teach us things. It's one of my favorites. It's easy to see the dust in your neighbor's eye, but not the log in your own. It's easy to look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. So saying, well, what am I doing? What am I doing? I think the Buddha said it. Dhammapada, that's great. The Buddha said it 500 years before Jesus, or somebody like the Buddha said it. Give thought to what you do or don't do, not to what others do or don't do. And a lot of times it's what we don't do. Maybe we don't fight slavery. Maybe we don't fight racism. Maybe we don't fight concentrated wealth. It's not just what you do. I'm country. I'm from the country. And country people aren't dumb. And they're not lazy. But they can be politically lazy. Oh, I don't want to know about economics. I don't know much about economics. Yeah, you don't because you don't care about it. You don't care to learn. But you're not dumb. I just want to do my own thing. Well, okay, that's just creating more of the fire we find ourselves in, including trying to figure out how to deal with global warming and extreme weather. And like I said, it's 0 degrees out there right now, maybe 1, which the homeless in Fayetteville, where I live in this area, some may die, get very sick. A lot of them don't like shelters because they feel like they're unsafe, or there may be some. I've worked with the homeless and a lot of mental illness. And if I was homeless for a month, I'd be mentally ill, and so would you. And we're all on the spectrum. It's not like they're mentally ill and we're mentally healthy. It's a spectrum. But, be homeless for a month and see if you don't deteriorate mentally. So, what's another quote? How you treat the least of mine is how you treat me in the Bible. So, mean, we don't really give a shit about the poor and the homeless. We're not building them homes or apartments. In a lot of Europe, they have apartments. You don't need a house, but you need a nice apartment. And I mean nice by livable, not too small, green space, safe, uh, somewhat soundproof, so you don't hear your neighbors. Which there's so much poorly built, cheaply built public housing. People look at it and go, "See, that's public housing." Yeah, that's shitty public housing. That's what we've done in the past. Our bad, our fault. We don't give a shit about the poor. So, when you're quoting the Bible a lot, just quote all of it. How you treat the least of mine is how you treat me. How you treat me. How you treat the divine. This beautiful place we're in. I'll remind you. I'll remind you. Huh? Eden? Isn't that Eden? So lucky. We're blessed. Everybody is blessed to be here. But we have to become better citizens. That's basically it. The citizen. What we do with our society. How we create a society in this Eden, this paradise of the universe. Love it, man. Look how beautiful that is. Yeah. Sorry you have to look at me after looking at that. Anyway, this is part one. I'm going to keep going because it's fun. It's a release, and we're all connected. I'm connected. I'm connected to whoever's listening to this. I'm connected to this sunrise. I'm connected to everything that's ever been and ever will be. We're all connected like that. Wow. Love it, baby. Love it, baby.